Hey guys, welcome back to another rebuild. This time we're going to be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think I've done them yet. I'm actually pretty sure I haven't. So we're working to complete, a rebuild for every team here. So we're going to start out with the Eagles, or one of the last teams I haven't done. So, yeah, real life, they're not having a great year so far. A lot of injuries, especially on that defense. But we are going to have Carson Wentz and Jay Ajayi, who should be a great duo here and last the whole rebuild. There are some spots, though, where I could see for improvement, especially at the receiver. You might think Alshon Jeffrey, Golden Tate, good players. They are, but they probably are going to start regressing pretty bad, considering Golden Tate's about 30 and Alshon Jeffrey's, 28? Yeah, 28. So I'm hoping Nelson Aguilar here can develop, because we eventually will have to replace them. Zach Ertz is a 94, so I'm not worried about him regressing too bad. And we do have Dallas Goedert if it does come down to that. Offensive line, it's going to be a little tough because Lane Johnson's 28. Brandon Brooks is like 30. Jason Kelsey's like 30. We do need a left guard here. Jason Peters, our starting left tackle, is really decently old. He's about 34. So we're going to have to be looking for some offensive line replacements. And I definitely want to get those early because I don't want to run into a huge block where our offensive line is just trash. I actually am going to start Derek Barnett here over Michael Bennett. I just forgot to change that, so think of him, being started here. I'm going to add Michael Bennett, though, to the trade block. That sounds like a decent idea. Even though they just signed him, I am going to add him, try to get a pick out of it. And then when you look at our defensive line as a whole, though, it's really good. We got Fletcher Cox, Tim Jernigan up here, Brandon Graham, and now we're going to have Derek Barnett starting here. Cornerbacks, when they're healthy, they're going to be decent. You're going to have Ronald Darby, Sidney Jones, and Jalen Mills. I'm actually going to put Sidney Jones here above Jalen Mills, and I'm going to have Jalen Mills be playing slot. So I'm curious to see how he'll do from there. Malcolm Jenkins is up there in age as well, so I'm not sure how long he'll stick around. And then Rodney McLeod's an 81 overall, but he's already 28, so probably going to be looking for a new player there, considering it might not get much better. Linebacking core is decent, but again, same thing with the Eagles here. They're running into some age problems, which could come back to hurt us pretty bad. So I'm hoping we can maybe win a Super Bowl year 2 or 3, because after that, we're going to start regressing quite badly. So that could hurt us real bad. So let's go ahead and set the season goal. First year, we got a full healthy team. Injuries are off. I think we're making the playoffs. I mean, we got a good team right now, so I wouldn't be shocked if we make the playoffs here year 1, but I'll check back with you guys at mid-season, or unless I do get an offer here for Michael Bennett, I'll show you guys. So we're immediately going to get some trade offers here for Michael Bennett, and I'm surprised some of the draft capital teams are going to give up. I mean, Cincinnati's willing to give up a second-round pick. That's looking mighty juicy, brother. Are you kidding? That's insane. So are the Lions. I don't really want to trade them in the NFC, to be honest. Plus, I feel like Cincinnati's a worse team than the Lions, so I'm going to go ahead and trade him to Cincinnati. So, wait, what are we going to get? We're going to get a 2019 second and 2019 sixth. That's going to help us out a lot, considering we do have a few positions we're going to need replaced in the near future. This is going to be a huge trade here we're going to get for Cincinnati, and they're going to get Michael Bennett. All right, so we're back here at mid-season. We are 4-4, which is not great. I mean, when have you seen the Eagles in the sim be 4-4? I feel like whatever team I'm playing with just does not do good. I mean, that's just the way it goes for me. So that's tough, but we're 4-4. Players we're going to have to negotiate with heading into next year. We're going to want to re-sign Brandon Graham. He is 30, but he's a solid 93 overall. So even if he does start regressing, I feel like that'll be under control. So definitely going to bring him back. Golden Tate, I'm going to let him go. I would have put him on the trade block, but I did not want to, make that unrealistic, especially since they did trade for him in real life. So I wanted to give him a year here for Philadelphia. Definitely not looking to sign him long term, though, because that's just really not a great decision considering his age and what he's going to start regressing. Jay Ajayi, want to bring him back for a long-term contract. I want him to be my main running back here in this rebuild, and I think he will be. Chris Long, going to let it go. Ronald Darby, want to bring him back. Halali Nagata, I'm not going to bring him back. We do got a good defensive tackle duo right now, so not sure that we need him, even though they do like to substitute like players in and out. I'm not sure if the sim recognizes that, Mike Wallace going to let go. Darren Sproles, I'll let go. Jordan Hicks is going to be a question mark, really. I mean, he's 26. Definitely want to see how he plays this year. If he has a decent year, I'll try to bring him back. Jordan Matthews, I don't know. I mean, he's been in Philadelphia before. It just hasn't worked out. 78 overall at 26. I don't know. Again, I mean, we're going to have Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar. Probably want to get a better receiver than Matthews here to help out. So probably going to let him go. I mean, there's some good players here like Josh Adams. I'll probably re-sign Josh Adams to probably like a 4 or 5 year contract just to be the backup for Jay Ajayi. But we are going to have Corey Clement, so I might not even have to do that. But that's what I'm looking like here for the re-signings. There's definitely going to be a lot of decisions to make. And I think a lot of them are going to come late in the year. But the big dogs here are going to be Brandon Graham, Jay Ajayi, and Ronald Darby. They're for sure coming back to Philadelphia. Dude, this makes no sense. How are we a 7-19, bro? I get cheated in the sim. Are you kidding me? When have you ever seen the Eagles start off 7-9 in the sim the first year? Ever. I've played so many rebuilds, and every time they finish, like, they're in the Super Bowl at least, bro. Are you kidding? We finished 7-9. Get out of my face, bro. Get out of here. I literally, I'm not lying, I almost broke my controller when I seen that. I was so heated. Just the fact that we didn't make the playoffs in the first year, I mean, everybody was healthy too. It's not like IRL. I started a custom one, so everybody was healthy. Makes no sense, but it's fine. You know, we're going to have to work through the garbage sim, and we're going to have to do our thing. Carson Wentz coming back here after an injured year, late in the year. MVP candidate. He throws for 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, 62% completion rate. I mean, it's not great. It definitely is not great. Running the ball, Jay Ajayi had 1,100 yards, nearly 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Receiving the ball here, Zach Ertz leads the team in receptions with 88, nearly 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Golden Tate comes in, makes a pretty big production his first year, 79 receptions, 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. But the player I wanted to succeed the most, or I really need to succeed the most on the offensive receivers, is Nelson Aguilar. He has 63 receptions, 850 yards, 8 touchdowns from the slot. That might be his permanent slot this rebuild. Maybe he can work up to that number 2 receiver. And then Alshon Jeffrey, not really a great year. I mean, number 1 receiver right here, 62 receptions, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. Not what you want to see. Jay Ajayi didn't do much in the receiving game. I mean, he had 1 touchdown, but other than that, not great. Let's go ahead and take a look at our offensive line. What did we give up against this? Wow, we didn't give up many sacks at all. What happened? Carson Wentz is decent overall. Our defense must have let us down in a big way. Jordan Hicks here, oh, he had a big year. 123 tackles from him. Nigel Bradham with 114. Ronald Darby with 85. I wasn't able to resign some of the players I wanted to because we just don't have a lot of cap at all. We're strapped for cash right now. Sacks wise, not as many as I'd like here. We get 6.5 with Brandon Graham, 6 with Nigel Bradham. I mean, yeah, Fletcher Cox only gets 3.5. Derek Barnett only gets 2.5. Okay, so we just did not have a great year here on defense, it looks like. Turnovers especially, we only had a total of 6 interceptions all year, which is pretty terrible. That's pretty bad. 6 interceptions all year? We have some pretty decent defenders, and so that's going to be tough. That's what the first year is for us here. Not great. Didn't do great. 16th in offensive yards and 10th in defensive yards. So not a great start to the rebuild, but hopefully we can make some big signings here in free agency. But let's upgrade our players here first. back here in free agency. I mean, not a lot of high-level players are available. I mean, Kareem Hunt is, but obviously we're not going to go that direction. Just re-signing Jay Ajayi to a big contract. I actually did end up letting, what was his name go? Let's see here. Let's just go to my negotiations, actually, and I'll just show you what I'm offering here. We're going to have Quan Alexander, and I know it's kind of like a trade-off after letting go. Man, what is his name? I don't know why that slipped. Jordan Hicks. Yeah, after letting go of Jordan Hicks, Quan Alexander is going to be who I try to re-sign. I know he's a lower overall, wants a little more money, but I like his skill set a lot more here than Jordan Hicks. He's younger by 2 years. I mean, it's not a huge cap hit, so I'm okay with it. So definitely hoping to land that contract. That'd be pretty big. Somehow Tampa screws up and lets him go. That's tough for him. But then I'm going to offer a contract here to Matt Skura, and if I get him, my actual thing I'm going to do here is move him to left guard. I think he'd be a nice left guard. He's got decent stats, decent strength. So let's go ahead and see if these guys want to come to Philadelphia. Former Super Bowl champs here. We'll see. Oh, wow. Quan Alexander rejects it. That's going to leave a big hole in our defense, especially middle linebacker. That's rough. Why, though? I mean, I was offering him a better contract than anybody, and it's not like there was anybody he'd sit behind. He would have been a starter. That's a little tough, but the center accepts it, so I guess we're going to have to be a high-flying offense next year unless we pick somebody up here in the draft. So we're going to hop into the draft here. The Giants actually have the first pick on the board. Division rivals. Let's go ahead and see who they pick real quick, actually. They're going to take a quarterback, Justin Herbert, here to replace Eli. So that's going to be another added toughness here in the division. Let's go ahead and skip to our pick. We pick 16th overall. Let's go ahead and see who's still going to be available. I mean, there is some decent players available still. Wide receiver was going to be an option possibly, but the wide receiver I wanted was taken here. I'm looking for a tackle, if we're being honest here. This guy is a right tackle, but I wouldn't mind bouncing him over to left tackle. He's more of a power guy, but I mean, with his skill set, I feel like he might be a decent left tackle. A reliable one, at least. That's a pick that I'm going to have to take a second to think about. Definitely don't need pass rush. There was a good middle linebacker available that might change my mind. And, I mean, I always go offensive line first. I feel like I'm going to have to go linebacker, bro. We're going to have to try to take Trey Lamar here. Possibly mid-first round talent. He's a good all-around player. He'd immediately replace Jordan Hicks, the hole he left. Let's go ahead and draft him. He's going to... Oh, that's not great. I mean, 74 overall isn't what you're hoping for. Actually, he does have good skills. He's got quick development. I guess that play recognition is going to hurt him a little bit, but I'm actually a fan of that. Injury could be a problem, but injuries are off. So I actually like that pick right there. Decent pick. He just needs to get his fundamentals up a little bit. So we're going to be back here in the second round. We actually have a few second round picks because we did trade Michael Bennett. Remember that. Keep that in mind because that's going to be pretty important here. There is going to be some safeties available I'm looking for. And Jonathan Abram here is going to be one of them. Malcolm Jenkins is regressing a bit. He's getting up there in age. So I am going to draft this guy as a potential replacement and maybe a starter over him. He's going to be a 76 overall. That #1 in true talent is not for real because I think it's just a glitch for these imported draft classes. But he's a good player here. And he's still a 76 overall, even with that awareness and play recognition down. So that shows you how good he is. And then we're going to go ahead and skip to our next pick here. We have like 3 second round picks, I believe. So usually I would fast forward here and just show you the pick, but I kind of have in mind what I'm looking to do. I'm going to be looking for a left tackle as well. This guy should be decent. And we'll see if he can maybe be somebody here. 76 overall, quick development. What are we looking like? That's what I'm talking about. That's a pick right there. Prince Tega Wanagaha Jr. Probably didn't say it right. Not even a part of it. But he is really good. That's a pick right there. That is what we need to replace Jason Peters, who left a big hole on the offensive line. Hopefully this guy can develop into a star like that for many years. And then let's go ahead and skip to our other second round pick here. There's another free safety hopefully available that might start. This guy right here, Chris Johnson. He's got a lot of combines right here. 4.53 40, 25 bench. Look at his stats. He's 23. He's got good zone coverage, good tackling. We're going to draft him here. He's going to be a 79 overall, star development. One of the best players in the draft, most likely. That speed is going to be game-changing at the safety position. He's going to be a sideline-to-sideline player. One of the better safeties in the league he's going to come in as. With his upside, that's a massive pick. Not going to have the most hit power, but, I mean, he's going to be a real good safety for us, and I'm glad about that pick. So we draft another player here who's going to be a monster. Are you kidding? It's going to be a 77 overall, completely random pick. There was between like 3 players I wanted at receiver. Anthony Johnson's going to have a star development, 77 overall. He's going to be a red zone threat for us, and he's got a real good skill set. And I mean really nice. That's going to be outstanding to pair with Alshon Jeffrey. He's like another Alshon Jeffrey, dude. He's 6'1", 207. He's going to be a red zone threat coming out of Buffalo here. And I really like that skill set. That is really good. That's going to help us out a lot, especially at the receiver position. We're going to be set here now. So we draft another player here, Devin Bush. He's going to be a 75 overall with quick development. I might bounce him out to one of those outside linebacker spots because we did get our middle linebacker here in the draft. So I'm probably going to bounce this guy outside. We'll see which he fits a little bit more here as a pass coverage linebacker. With that quick development, all we need to get is that block shed up a little bit, and he's looking really good. So that is going to be the last pick I show here, unless, of course, I do find a gem. But you know me, I'm drafting here, so probably is not going to happen. That's going to be the draft, but it was a pretty good draft. I mean, we got some good players. So we're going to be back here. Before we hop into the season, I'm going to attempt to trade here. I know this is a little bit crazy, trading Malcolm Jenkins and Nigel Bradham, but both up there in age they are. I do want to try to go get an outside linebacker that's really going to help us out. Not much of a cap hit. I'm also going to be giving up a second-round pick, so how good Leonard here has looked, I would say this would be considered a fair trade. Giving up Malcolm Jenkins, a position they do need. The Colts do a strong safety. Nigel Bradham, he could maybe fit the role of Leonard. They could move him over, play him there. Plus a second-round pick, I would say, is very a good offer from me, and they accept it. So we're going to get Leonard and trade away Malcolm Jenkins, Nigel Bradham, and a second-round pick of this upcoming draft. So we're going to have to hope here that Leonard can help us out in a big way. So we're going to be back here at Season 2. Let me explain to you real quick here why I did trade them. The players I just showed you, I did trade Malcolm Jenkins because we did draft a good strong safety. He's a 76 overall. Malcolm Jenkins was only going to start regressing. He was like 31 or 32. So he definitely wasn't going to be here for the remainder of the rebuild. So why not give this rookie a chance here? He's got a good skill set. And then the reason I did trade Nigel Bradham was because we did draft a outside linebacker here. Trey Lamar, he's a 77 overall, has quick development. I think he has a lot more upside than he did, so I like him there. And I wanted to get another outside linebacker like Leonard here. Not really a pass rusher, just a tackler. Since we are in that base 4-3 scheme, we need some good tackling linebackers. But let's go ahead and review the team before we head into the mid-season point. We're still going to have Carson Wentz, who's upgrading. Jay Ajayi, 86 overall. We got Alshon Jeffrey. We got Johnson here, who's going to be a monster. I mean, he really is. Anthony Johnson, star development, red zone threat. He's going to be starting number 2. I'm going to keep Nelson Aguilar in the slot. He seemed to play really good there. Tight end Zach Ertz. Offensive line's looking nice. We get a left tackle in the draft that's going to help us out. And then that center we drafted, free agents, he's going to bounce over to left guard for us and make us have a pretty serviceable defense. Well, that's above serviceable when you have 3 offensive linemen that are nearly 90 overalls. Looking good there. Defensively, great defensive line with Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, Tim Jernigan, and Fletcher Cox. We can get after the quarterback still, so that's not going to be a problem there. Coverage, I'm hoping improves this year. We're going to have Ronald Darby sitting nice with an 84 overall. Sidney Jones, also pretty good guy there. And then Jalen Mills is going to be playing the slot. Some of these guys got contracts coming up, so we're going to have to see who we want to keep and who plays better. especially between Jalen Mills here and Sidney Jones. Linebacking core is young and really talented. We get Devin Bush here in the draft. We traded for Leonard there. I just showed you guys. And then Lamar. Trey Lamar is going to be a good outside linebacker. And hopefully our linebacking core can develop to be a good one. And we're going to be starting 2 rookie safeties as well. Johnson here. Chris Johnson, he's going to be a 79 overall star development free safety. He's going to be a really good free safety. Really good. Not going to have great hit power, but he's going to be an all-around good safety. I did throw McLeod here on the trade block. And then Abram there is going to be starting at strong safety after getting rid of Malcolm Jenkins. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trade offers here I'm going to be getting for Rodney McLeod. I'm going to try to keep it realistic. I mean, I don't want to cheat the CPU. I probably wouldn't. I mean, teams are offering me second-round picks here, bro. The Ravens are offering me a decent amount of picks. I think I'm going to go ahead and accept the Packers pick. I could see giving up a 3rd round and maybe a late 6th for McLeod. He is an 80 overall, so I'm going to accept Green Bay's offer, and we're going to get rid of McLeod since we don't really need him, considering we do have some good safeties right now. Let's go ahead and set our season goal. I think we'll go at least 10 wins, but we'll see, especially since we got a lot of rookies starting at important positions. We'll see how they play. Let's go ahead and hop into the mid-season, see what we've done. Okay, well, we're hurting a little bit here at 2-5 somehow. Bottom of the division, the Giants are on the top. Are you joking? I mean, I know we got rid of some players, but what even warrants that kind of a record? You're talking about 2 years ago we won the Super Bowl. Okay, players you're going to have to negotiate with here. Let's take a look. Carson Wentz is going to want a hefty contract, and he's going to have to get that. He's going to be a great player here. Nelson Aguilar, want to bring him back. Jake Elliott, probably going to let... Actually, I mean, he's a good kicker. We do need a good kicker. Probably will try to bring him back. Jalen Mills. 25, that's a tough one. I don't know if I want to bring Jalen Mills back. I really don't, because Sidney Jones is going to be our number 2 corner. I don't know if I want to give Jalen Mills that kind of money to be a slot guy. Corey Clement, probably not going to bring him back. He wants a decent contract considering we have Jay Ajayi. Don't know if I'm going to bring him back either. Nick Foles, I'll let him go. Gonna let Google Hill go as well. And that's pretty much it here for this mid-season check-in and the re-signings. Just want to, these 3 players probably definitely going to bring back. Well, certainly these first 2. We'll see if Jake Elliott wants to re-sign. But that's what it's looking like here at mid-season. Well, no playoffs here. That's unfortunate. 7-9. Don't tell me we're going to get stuck in this shit again, bro. Man. I don't know. I mean, we traded Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know if that warranted like the record we're dealing with here, but let's go ahead and see what our team did. Let's see if maybe we just lost some close games. Maybe Carson Wentz has a bounce back year from last year. Still throws a lot of interceptions, but gets the yardage up a little bit. 4,100 yards, 29 touchdowns to 14 picks. Want to get that completion percentage up a bit, only 62. Definitely want to get higher 60s rushing the ball. Jay Ajayi goes over 1,000 yards again, has 11 touchdowns. Corey Clement comes in and brings 4 as well. Receiving the ball, we get Zach Ertz, who leads the team again with receptions, 87, nearly 900 yards and 5 touchdowns. Anthony Johnson here as a rookie had 69 receptions, 600 yards, only 1 touchdown. So that's not what you want to see. Nelson Aguilar signed him to a new contract, and he delivered playing as a pure slot receiver here. He delivers in a big way. 68 receptions, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's definitely where he needs to play. Alshon Jeffrey gets 7 touchdowns, 800 yards, 67 receptions. And then what do we got here for sack-wise? Our rookie left tackle gives up 13, which, I mean, that's tough. As a left tackle, I drafted him pretty decently high, like 2nd or 3rd round. You can't give that many up. Defense, let's go ahead and take a look. So the freaking rookie here, Chris Johnson, who's got star development at safety, he's going to lead the team with 111 tackles. Then you got Devin Bush with 108, and then Jonathan Abram here filling in for Malcolm Jenkins comes in, delivers 104 tackles, so that definitely was worth it. And he has 2 picks. We did more than Malcolm Jenkins so far. Ronald Darby with 98 tackles. Let's go ahead and look for sacks here. We get 10 out of Cox here. We get 9.5 from Brandon Graham. Chris Johnson from the free safety position gets us 4.5. Derek Barnett with 3 interceptions. We get 4 by Darby, 2 by Johnson, 2 by Abram. So I'm wondering, like, what was the problem here? Like, why didn't we make the playoffs? Why did we finish 7-9? We got a pretty good team rolling here, and I'm liking the way we're looking, to be honest with you. I really am. Let's go ahead and see if we won the MVP real quick. We're in the conversation. Todd Gurley wins it again. That's his 2nd year. So that's tough. That's definitely tough. So that's going to be it here for the stats of the end of the year. Let's go ahead and get these upgrades done for our players. So I am only going to be making one offer here in free agency. I'm going to offer a contract here to Ronnie Stanley. Definitely need a left tackle. I'm offering him well above what he wants here because I need to get him. And if we do, I would move our left tackle here over to left guard. I feel like that would probably suit him a little bit more, seeing how we gave up so many sacks his first year. So we're going to see if we get him. That's going to be really good. That's going to almost be like we immediately replace. Are you kidding me? Who did he accept? Oh my god, dude, that's insane. Who did he accept it to? So we accepted it to Kansas City for far less money? I was offering him like a 7-year contract, $70 million. He's only getting he turned down $30 million. All right, bro. All right, man, I see how it is. Are you kidding? What? That's insane. I still can't believe it. So we don't get any free agents here. That's rough. Now we're going to have to try to pick somebody up in the draft. I mean, that's not good at all. So we're going to be in the draft here. We pick 13th overall here. We're on the board right now. And I'm trying to think of what we need. I mean, there's a receiver available that's just outrageously good, but it's not like we need a receiver at all. I mean, we're doing great in that department. We don't really need a receiver, so I don't want to go there. Offensive line, there's not a lot of great moves to make here. I mean, there's a guard, but I mean, yeah, there's just not a lot of great moves I want to make here on the offensive line. I'm thinking of going in because Derek Barnett's contract's coming up. He's not upgrading well. There's a power rusher left end that we could possibly move to right end and make really good. This guy's an early first-round talent. He's got a 4.75 40 yard. He's got a decent bench. We're going to draft him. He's going to be 21. He's going to be an 81 overall. That's going to be like immediately the skill level there of Derek Barnett. He's going to be number 3 overall in true talent. And that's the pick I needed right there. I needed that real bad because that's going to highly increase our pass rushing ability. And that's going to be, oh, that's super good because we're going to be able to save a little money as well without having to sign Derek Barnett when his contract is available. So we're back here for another pick in round 3. We did not have a second round because we did trade it away yet for the linebacker we traded for from the Colts. So we're going to actually I'm going to kind of take a pick here. I don't know really who I want, but I'm just kind of hoping for somebody good here. We get a good pass protecting left tackle. Don't know that he'll start over anybody I have, so really just some depth right there, not a lot besides that, to be honest. He's not probably gonna have a starting position unless someone retires, but I guess it probably is always good to have a little backup here in case someone just up and decides to retire. Now we're really just going to go depth. I mean, it's not like we need much, to be honest. I'm just waiting kind of for my players to develop a little bit. So I guess I'll just take like a quarterback or something, man, because there's not a whole lot I need right now. We're going to draft a quarterback here. That's going to be 72 overall. And then let's go ahead and get to the 4th round. And then after that, unless I do draft another real good player, I'll probably just end it there, because as of right now, I'm not getting much picks because there's not really a lot available. You know what I'm saying? That I need, especially. That's the big part. There is available, but just I don't need a lot of them. This left tackle is also pretty good. I'm trying to hit on a left tackle, if you guys haven't noticed here, since I just got denied by Ronnie Stanley there. That was a tough one. So we drafted another left tackle. It's actually pretty decent. Still probably not going to start though, so we're just going to have like a plethora of left tackles here. But yeah, probably not going to start. That's going to be the last pick I do show here, but unless I do find another good person. So back here at Season 3, our team's looking pretty decent. We're still going to have Carson Wentz, Jay Ajayi, Alshon Jeffrey is going to be our #1 receiver, and then we still do have Johnson here at the #2 spot. Aguilar has just been really good in the slot, so I don't want to change that up. I'll keep him there. Offensive line's going to be the same. Hopefully they do play a little better this year, and then Zach Ertz as the tight end. And then when you look at our defense, we're going to make some moves, to be honest. So safeties are obviously going to stay the same here with Johnson, who turned into a superstar pretty much with that 85 overall. He had 6 upgrade points. Then we're going to have Abram here, who's a 77 overall. Our linebacking core is really good. We're going to have Trey Lamar, Devin Bush, and Leonard here. Nice, good, young linebackers here that should be able to last. I like our cornerback core as well. Ronald Darby's upgrading well, so is Sidney Jones. I decided to keep Jalen Mills, and now he's going to be up to an 80 overall as a slot cornerback, which isn't bad at all. Defensive line still quite nasty with Brandon Graham, Jernigan, Cox, and then we're going to have Little start over Barnett. I actually threw Barnett on the board, so I'm actually curious to see what I can get for him. He's a pretty decent team. Did I not throw him on the trade block? He is on the trade block, but nobody wants him, surprisingly. That is pretty surprising that nobody offered a trade for him. But that's what the team is looking like here before we do head into mid-season. I like the way we look. I think we can be a pretty good team here. We got a lot of the spots we need. A good left tackle that just needs to develop a little bit. But besides that, we're looking pretty decent. Let's go ahead and set our season goal. I'm going to say 10 wins. We finished 7-9 2 straight years. And I think this is the year that we push forward here and probably make the playoffs, but we'll see. Well, we're back here at mid-season. We are 5-2, best record we've had so far. But of course, you know, the Giants are going to be 7-0 and the Cowboys are going to be 4-3. So it's tough up here in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying, man? But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to re-sign. Thankfully, we haven't re-signed a lot of players because there's a lot of players that we're going to need to re-sign. I mean, thankfully, there's a lot of players we haven't picked up in free agency. There's a lot of re-signings are going to need to be made. Derek Barnett's obviously going to be on his way out here after we draft his replacement. Just didn't upgrade well. I mean, I don't know what the problem was. He didn't get a lot of production either. I want to bring back Jason Kelsey and Brandon Brooks. They're both still really good offensive linemen. And even if this rebuild goes 5 years, they should still be in the 80 overall range. So that should be good. Gonna try to bring both of them back. Sidney Jones is really upgraded to be my #2 cornerback here, and I definitely want to bring him back 100%. Besides that, I'm probably gonna let everybody walk, to be honest. Try to save a little money to make another, well, just to try to make one free agent splash, considering I haven't really been able to make any good free agent signings, which has been tough. But hopefully, if we do have enough cap, we can make a signing, unless we do, of course, win the Super Bowl this year. But that's going to be it here for the mid-season re-signing check-in. I'm going to see you guys here at the end of the year, hopefully in the playoffs. Gosh, dude, are you kidding? We don't make the playoffs. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. We don't make the playoffs in year 3. That's really unfortunate for us. That's unfortunate to say the least. We finish 8-8. The rest of the division basically almost ties there. We got 11-5, 10-6, 10-6. I mean, we started off well. We didn't end the year well at all, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and check out our stats. I mean, Carson Wentz is getting better. He's got 4,100 yards, 32 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Still only a 61% completion rate. Want to get that up again. Rushing the ball, Jay Ajayi has 1,000 yards again, 8 touchdowns. Then when you get to the receiving department, Zach Ertz leads the team with 89 receptions, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar, 72 receptions, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, he's had yet to have a 1,000-yard receiving year, which is kind of tough. He's our main receiver here. He only has 900 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then Anthony Johnson doesn't have a great year with only 56 receptions, about 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. Isn't great. I mean, when Jay Ajayi nearly has more yards than you, you're not doing something right. And he's a running back. Blocking, though, let's go ahead and see what we did. Our tackles allowed massive sacks, so that's going to hurt you every year. And then our center allowed 8 sacks. Okay. Devin Bush, though, pushes forward to lead the team in tackles with 127. Trey Lamar with 107. Ronald Darby with 88. And then Sidney Jones coming in with 83. Let's go ahead and check out sacks. We get Brandon Graham, who leads the team with 10.5. Trey Lamar with 7.5. How are these linebackers getting sacks? Are we like running a 3-4 defense, bro? We get 7 by Leonard. 5.5 by dude, what is happening? Fletcher Cox 4.5, and then Tim Jernigan has been really quiet. So I feel like we're like in a 4-3 defense. That's pretty odd. Interceptions though, we get 2 by Darby, 2 by Abram, 1 by Lamar, a few 1-bombs here. Actually, a lot of 1-bombs here. But that's gonna be it for the end of the season stat. No playoffs again. I mean, that's tough. We're going to have to try to make a big splash in free agency here. Let's go ahead and see who's going to be available. Hey guys, we're going to be back here in free agency, and when you take a look at the players available, there's a lot of good players. We're running a little low on cap though. Malcolm Jenkins is available, former teammate of ours that we let go. And our strong safety actually has developed pretty decently with that 80 overall, so I'm not too mad about it. I was going to offer a contract here to Trent Williams, but heading into year 4, I think I want to save a little cap in case I need to make a big signing the last year if we don't do anything here. But Alvin Kamara would just add a really good run game with us. I know Jay Ajayi is good. We signed him to a long-term contract, but he hasn't really broke over 1,100 yards, and I think Kamara would be a great signing if we're able to get him. We're offering him a crazy amount of money. A lot more than anybody else, so if he doesn't come here, it's going to be rough. He accepts it. We get Alvin Kamara, so now that duo even, we have Jay Ajayi through the remainder of the rebuild. So this duo is going to be nasty with Kamara and Jay Ajayi. I'm excited to see how that plays here. Let's go ahead and do a little draft recap, though. So doing a draft recap, even late here in year 4, well, heading into year 4, I get a few good draft people. A left guard that's probably going to start a 79 overall. He's decent. Lawrence Brennan here is going to be a 24-year-old rookie. Of course, yeah, we just drafted him. He's going to have 89 strength. He's going to bring some pretty good pass blocking, which we really need to give Wentz some time back there. I just drafted an end just for maybe a little backup in case they have to substitute out. I don't know if they do that in the sim for sure or not. A wide receiver, but not too much else. That left guard is going to be the main draft here. He's going to start certainly in year 4. Back here at year 4, I mean, we have a really good team right now. Carson Wentz is a 90 overall. We go out and get Kamara. Nelson Aguilar is going to take over as our #1 receiver, as Alshon Jeffrey is regressing a bit. And then Johnson here is going to turn into the slot guy, so I'm excited to see what he can do in the slot. He should be good. And Alshon Jeffrey might have a better role here as a #2 receiver. Offensive line's really good. The rookie left guard we have is going to be amazing. Our line is still holding up. The right 3 here, including Kelsey, they're lasting. Their overall is staying pretty decently high. Our left tackle's finally a 78 overall. Zertz isn't regressing much. I mean, Ertz. Defensively, we're really good. Our defensive line is nasty with Little, who's a power rusher. Fletcher Cox is still up there with a 92 overall. Tim Jernigan, 85. Brandon Graham, 89. Ronald Darby's like a borderline elite corner right now. He's got 87 overall. And then I like Sidney Jones and Jalen Mills still. Safeties are obviously going to be good, and the linebacking core is really good, especially with Leonard there. He can get some sacks as well. So I'm liking our team right now. We're actually pretty good. I think we're going to probably make the playoffs this year. Hopefully in year 4, we can finally break that playoff curse and make it. So we're back here sitting at a nice 6-2. That's really good. We're atop the NFC East here, and there's some tough opponents up there. 5-2 Cowboys. They do got a draw though. So there's definitely some good teams, but let's go ahead and see what players we're going to have to re-sign. At least we're in the playoff conversation as of right now. Darius Leonard, got to bring him back. We're going to be, oh my dude, we're going to be so out of cap. Are you joking? We got to sign Leonard, Ertz, Johnson, Jernigan. Would like to bring back Alshon Jeffrey for the last year, if nothing else. Dallas Goedert isn't a real player we need to re-sign right now, as he wouldn't be the main tight end, but this could get dicey. How much cap room do we have? Okay, not a lot. So this really could get dicey real bad, because Zach Ertz and Leonard won a big contract. I'm going to try to get as many done as possible. I'll let you guys know here at the end of the season, after we see what our record is, what happened, and if we were able to keep any of them. Well, we find ourselves in the playoffs here in year 4. 10-6 somehow, while we're going to be playing Washington. That's going to be interesting, a division rival. Oh, wow. Look, what is this? Look at the division. Are you kidding? This is the roughest division I've seen where everybody ends that close. It's so rough. I mean, literally like a half game out of first place we were. That's rough. But anyway, I mean, yeah, we make the playoffs here in year 4. I am going to play the games, but only once we get to year 5 if we make the playoffs, because I want to try to win the Super Bowl without having to play games unless I have to, like the last year, as a final game. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Carson Wentz, nearly 3,900 yards, 37 touchdowns to 11 picks. That completion rating still isn't great. Running the ball, Kamara has nearly 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns to no interceptions. Jay Ajayi has a nice 500 yards, 7 touchdowns. That duo's insane. Receiving the ball, we got Zach Ertz with 74 receptions, 790 yards, 9 touchdowns. Alshon, still, he hasn't had a great season, has he? 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's got to play better, bro. He's got to. He was our #1 receiver and still never had a 1,000-yard game. 1,000-yard year. And then Anthony Johnson takes us to the slot well. He comes up with nearly 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar doesn't do great as a #1 receiver. Only targeted here, 57 receptions, not great. Kamara does work in the receiving game. 37 receptions, nearly 600 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Are you insane? Blocking the ball, we have still giving up a decent amount of sacks. The guard gives up 10. Our tackle is going down at least, so that's important. Actually, I went off there. But yeah, our tackle is going down there, which is important. They were allowing a lot of sacks. Devin Bush delivers 125 tackles. Sidney Jones, 96. Trey Lamar, 96. Abram, 82. Sacks here, we get 10 from Jernigan. Wow. That's a lot of production from him, and he's our second defensive tackle. Fletcher Cox coming in with 9. 8.5 by Graham. 4.5 by Bush. 3.5 by Lamar. Little is not getting too much sacks here, which is a little tough. Interceptions wise, we get 4 by Sidney Jones. 3 by Mills. Get a few 1-bombs here, so we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the yearly awards, see if we're in any of them. MVP is going to go to Aaron Rodgers. We're going to be in the conversation with Carson Wentz. Offensive player goes to Todd Gurley. Alvin Kamara coming in at #3. That's nice. Carson Wentz at #9. All right, so we didn't win the MVP. I don't want to check all those because we didn't win the MVP, and that's what matters, man. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade our players real quick. I'll show that, and then we'll hop into this playoff game against the Redskins. Alright guys, we're finally going to be in the playoffs. Of course it's going to be against the division rival though, the Redskins. They get the ball to start. We'll see what happens. We're going to do play the moments. I'm actually not going to play the moments this year. I only play the moments in year 5. Just if, you know, the Sims kind of screwed me over a little bit, which they have this rebuild, most certainly. But our defense is getting a few stops, and we might be able to score here. Before half, that would be fantastic. We do. 2-minute drill. Can we get some points? Third down alert near field goal range. We do not allow it, and the Redskins take advantage of that with a touchdown of their own. They get the ball to start as well, which could really put us in a hole if they do score. That could be pretty tough. Okay. Oh, wow. We score a field goal. They got the ball back, though. The Redskins score a touchdown. They got the ball again. If they score, it's likely over. It's likely over, bro. And it is going to probably be over here. A 10-point game late. Washington has the ball. And we lose to the Redskins? What? I'm not... Dude, our team is super... we lose to a Redskins team led by Alex Smith. I mean, all my prayers go out to him IRL with that leg injury, but come on, really? Are you kidding me? The Redskins, of all people, are going to take us out. Our defense, I guess, is just nowhere to be seen. I mean, they're just, I guess, they just don't want to do anything. It's kind of like real life. We have all the talent in the world on defense. I mean, but we just can't get stops. It's tough. We're going to have to head into year 5 here with really not a lot of confidence I don't have right now, but it is what it is. At least if we do make the playoffs, I am going to be able to play the moments here in year 5. So we might have a chance to win the Super Bowl if we do make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and hop into free agency once more. See if there's a signing we can make for the last year. So the last free agency of this build is going to be here, of this rebuild, I should say. And we do have a decent amount of cap. Some people retired we're going to have to talk about. But first of all, the negotiations are going to be, I'm going to offer Calvin Ridley a contract. Did not re-sign Alshon Jeffrey because, you know, he's only an 82 overall. He wanted a decent amount of money that I just didn't want to pay him. So I'm going to offer a contract to Ridley, which would give us an elite wide receiver to add to our core, which would help out a lot. And then I'm going to have to offer Billy Price a contract. Our center retired, which is going to hurt us. That's going to set us back a ways because we had a pretty good center. So we're going to have to hope these guys accept it. Let's go ahead and sim forward and see if they do end up accepting. And they rejected both of them. Okay. Nice way to start out free agency, man. Nice way. So actually going to be back here in free agency again. I'm going to have to make some offers because in the last year I need somebody to make a difference here. So I'm going to offer here a contract to Richard Sherman. He'd probably start opposite of Darby, and then Sidney Jones would actually move to the slot, which would be a pretty decent core there. And I'm going to have to offer Robert Woods a contract. Wanted a elite wide receiver, but Calvin Ridley declines. So that's going to have to be who we're going to go with here. I mean, if he even accepts it, we'll see. If he doesn't accept it, we're screwed. Basically, it's what I'm saying here, and they both accept it. So we do get a little bit better here in the offseason. Drastically needed that because not sure if we're going to get too good of picks here with the draft, especially a starting caliber player. So back here from the draft recap, I only did get one player that's going to start here. It says he's a left guard, but I am going to bounce him over to center, where I do need him desperately considering we have nobody. And he's going to be a decent rookie here with an 80 overall. He's got decent awareness to be a center, good strength, so I like the pick. He's only going to have quick development, but I think he can fill the hole a little bit here for the whole Jason Kelsey did leave for, you know, our center spot. And that's going to be tough, especially considering some of the pass rushers here in the NFC, but I'm going to have to hope that's enough to maybe get us to the playoffs here. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, at our team in the 5th and final year. So we're going to be back here, 5th and final year. I'm going to have to set the season goal. You know what time it is. It is Super Bowl or bust, and it's tough that we've only made the playoff once, considering we've had a real good team. I mean, we really have. Carson Wentz really has never had a really great year, which has been tough. Kamara, he had a pretty decent year his first year in free agency. Hopefully he gets a little better this year. Our receiving core isn't as good as I would have liked it to be. I would have liked to get another elite receiver like Calvin Ridley, but he didn't want to come over here to Philadelphia, so we did have to settle for Robert Woods. I'm going to move Nelson Aguilar back in his spot, the slot, because he seemed to do the best from the slot, and since we moved him to like the number 1 or even 2 receiver, he hasn't done well. And then Johnson here is going to take the number 2 spot. Robert Woods is going to be the first. Offensive line is a bit shaky, I won't lie. Tackle, our left tackle is getting better. I mean, he's only a 79 overall, though. We still have Lane Johnson at right tackle and Brandon Brooks here at right guard, who is regressing quite badly. Left guard still 79 overall, and then the rookie center with an 80 overall starting. Hopefully he can play well. I mean, that's really what I'm going to have to hope for here, because, yeah, we just need somebody to play well on this offensive line. We can't give up too many sacks, or I don't think it's going to be great. Zach Ertz is still going to be the tight end. He's actually stayed relatively the same overall, which has been pretty impressive. Then defensively, we're still going to look basically the same. I mean, same defensive line with the pass rush here. Fletcher Cox still holding on to that 88 overall. This upgrade should actually put him up a bit. He actually gets scheme fit from that, and he's going to get some decent upgrades, a little bit more finesse move. Richard Sherman hopefully can come in and make a big impact. Ronald Darby's basically elite here with that 89 overall. Go ahead and upgrade Sidney Jones here. Get his man-to-man coverage up a little bit since he's going to be playing that slot. And then safety-wise, I mean, that free safety pick we had in the draft has just paid off massively. He's already up to a 92 overall. Our linebacking core is really good. Leonard is getting sacks somehow. Even though we're running a 4-3, he's just getting sacks. Strong safety, I like it. Let's go ahead and upgrade Chris Johnson real quick. He's going to be up to a 93 overall. That's insane, bro. He's pretty good. So that's going to be it here for the 5th and final season here. We're going to have to simulate to the end. We'll see. I'm not going to check back here at mid-season. I'm just going to go straight to the end because there's not really any reason to. It's the last year, so I'm not going to re-sign anybody anyway. So hopefully we end up making the playoffs, but we'll see. So we do end up making the playoffs here in year 5. We're 12-4 and somehow don't get a bye. That's definitely not good. We're going to be playing Dallas. We win the division. The division's still tough. How did we not get a bye? What were the records in the NFC? I gotta know. I've gotta freaking know, bro. Okay. Well, the Rams are 12-4, and then the Falcons finished 14-1. So I'm going to have to check. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for the year, see how we finished. Carson Wentz not having a great year. It didn't look like in terms of passing yards. But that's actually a pretty good ratio there. I mean, 3,700 yards isn't great, but for 32 touchdowns to 6 interceptions is pretty good. And then a 64% completion rate, I'll take it. Rushing the ball, Kamara, I mean, had about 1,500 yards against 16 touchdowns. What? Receiving the ball, Zach Ertz leads the team in receptions with 80. He has nearly 900 yards, 4 touchdowns. Johnson here has 61, nearly 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar does good from the slot, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then Robert Woods comes in and really plays good. He gets 56 receptions, 700 yards, and he has 11 touchdowns. That's pretty good for coming in his first year. Blocking, probably our offensive line didn't do great. Actually, they did decent. I'm happy with that. I'll take that considering we are playing in the NFC. You know, the pass rushers here are nasty. And then when you look at our defense, Trey Lamar led the team in tackles with 108. We got Devin Bush here with 95. Jonathan Abram here with 90. And then sacks, we get 15 from Fletcher Cox. Are you joking? He's a D tackle, bro. Then you get 10.5 from Brandon Graham, 9 from Trey Lamar. Sanchez Little finally gets some sacks here, 5.5. Devin Bush was 3. I'm not sure how our linebackers keep on getting so many sacks, but I'll take it. Interceptions, we get 2 from Jones, 2 from Abram, 2 from Johnson, 2 from Jalen Mills, and 1 from Darby. Richard Sherman doesn't get it really anything. I'm going to have to check that MVP because it could have very well went to Kamara, and he was 5th in the conversation. Elliott and Gurley were both above him. That's kind of tough. Definitely is kind of tough. So we did not win the MVP at all this rebuild, but we do have a chance to maybe win the Super Bowl. I'll see what I can try and do here. Let's go ahead and hop into this Dallas game, see if we can take them out. All right, guys, we're going to be back here in the playoffs in year 5. So we need to win the Super Bowl. We're in the wild card, actually. I am going to play the moments, but only for offense. You know, I'm not going to play any defensive moments. It's not giving us any big third down. Don't want to play defense here. So Dallas, you know, they score a touchdown, but so do we. Big third down. Is it not going to let us jump in at all? I don't want to play defense, bro. I want to play offense. Big third down. They get the touchdown. That's going to hurt us real bad. 2-minute drill. We'll hop in here. All right, so we're going to get a chance to tie things up here before halftime. That would really help us out, down 10. We'll see what we can do. Carson Wentz has yet to complete a pass, which is a little tough. Oh, X is going to be wide open. We're going to find Zach Ertz across the middle, and he's going to get up to the 34. Big gain. Okay, here, we're going to call this play. Oh, R1's going to be open on the drag route. Nelson Aguilar. Oh, he can't break away. That's going to hurt. We got to go hurry-up mode. Got to go hurry-up mode here. Let's go ahead and do a little zone shot. Even though I'm not a huge fan of it, we'll try it out. 50 seconds down and counting. 2nd and 7. Play action. Get it off, please. Nearly intercepted. But we're going to get a chance at 3rd and 7 now. 3rd and 7 is going to be a real big play here. Kamara could be an option. He's going to definitely be an option, most likely. I'm just going to float it here. Horrible throw? What is that? Horrible throw by Wentz. That's not where I wanted to go at all. I mean, he just lobbed it to the guy. Are you kidding me? And Dallas is going to get the ball back. That's tough. Keep the drive alive? So we have the ball here, it looks like, I guess. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a little odd. We do get the ball back. It looks like Dallas turned it over, so something goes our way. We have 20 seconds to get in range. 1 timeout. We'll see what happens. That post route might be open deep. But I'm just under substantial pressure from Dallas here. 4th and 5, I probably would like to go for it here, for being honest. So we're going to jump in here at a 4th and 5. Definitely going to go for it here. This is where you need to go for it. Oh, that's a wide open lane to run. Oh, I'm going to get a few yards, slide down, and call a timeout here. So now we're going to be in position to potentially get a field goal or a touchdown. With 6 seconds here, I am just going to go for the field goal, tie it up. That would really help us out. And we drill it right down the middle, so we're going to take a... We're still going to be down by 7. All right, so now we're going to be back, and we can move the ball. Dallas is really moving it well. They score a field goal, which is tough. We'll hop in here. 3rd and inches. We're going to try a read option. I don't know how I like this play, if I'm being honest with you. We're going to get it. Wentz, fight for it. Did he get it? If he didn't, I'm going to... What did he get? 1st down. Okay. Big 3rd down again. We're going to have to hop in. Couple big 3rd downs coming our way here. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 6, which is a little tougher. Definitely is. Dallas's defense has been just nasty today. That should be open. Come on. That's not where I want it, Wentz. Man. Can we at least kick the field goal? Let's go ahead and try. All right, so we're going to attempt a field goal here. That should be perfect. There's barely any wind. And we got the field goal. Make it a 7-point game here. Late in the 3rd, we got a chance. Well, Dallas scored a touchdown, so that's not great for us. We're going to be down 2 possessions, so it's not looking real great. Going to have to toss it back across my body. Johnson's going to be there. We're going to have to go hurry-up mode this whole way with only 3 minutes remaining. I guess we're calling the same play. Let's go ahead and actually audible here to a play action. Hurry. Snap the ball, please, and thank you. I'm just going to fire it deep. Maybe we can get a play. This might be an interception, though. And it is. A Wozy there is going to get the interception. Game's probably over. Not going to lie. Game is most likely over here. Unless something happens. I mean, it's probably over. Actually, no. We got on offense pretty quickly. So we might have got a turnover. With 3 minutes remaining, we got a chance. We got 3 timeouts. So we definitely got a chance. 2 possessions down. We'll see. Under pressure, though. I'm just going to have to scramble forward with Wentz, and we got a lot of room. Let's go hurry-up mode. Oh, I'm just going to have to take that shot deep. He comes down with it. If we can score here, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. Get up to the line, everybody. We need to get a shot or 2 before the 2-minute warning. That's a huge, huge play if we can score. And I'm just going to fire it. Robert Woods comes down with a touchdown. And it's going to be a one-possession game here late. It really is. Now this is where our defense has got to come up clutch. You know, this is where legends are made, bro. All right, we're at the 8-yard line, down 7 in the playoffs. What can we do? We know Dallas has a good defense. Get it off. Oh, Kamara does him nasty with the spin move, breaking tackles. We'll go hurry up mode here. Don't want to spend a timeout too quickly. If you know what I'm saying here, we'll go a little play action and read. Hurry up, hike it. I need to get balls off in hurry. Oh, that should be open. That should be open. Rudolph comes up with it. Another huge play. And now we're on the move right now, which is, it's very good for us. We're moving at an alarming rate here for Dallas. Come on. Motion over. A lot of our backups are going to be in here on offense. Going to toss it out to Kamara, who gets it. Get out of bounds, please. I'm going to have to spend a timeout here. Man, dude, Dallas's defense is playing nasty right now. We're going to go play action with limited time left in the game. We might have a touchdown split in the middle. Johnson holds on to it. He's going to get to the 1. Let's go hurry up mode. So I'm going to let the clock wind down here. We did go hurry up mode. So we're going to see if we can get an easy touchdown. Toss it out to Aguilar. And he's going to get the touchdown. You know what time it is. You know what time it is here. We're going for 2. I'm going for the W right now. I'm not going to tie it. We're going for the win, and we're going to hike the ball. Oh, dude, not a great...
We're going for the win, and we're going to hike the ball. Oh, dude, not a great...
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Yep, you know, that's tough. You know, that's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. Probably should have just kicked the extra point, but I was feeling like it, dude. I was feeling... Are you kidding me? We get the onside kick? With limited time remaining, I have never gotten an onside kick in Madden. Ever. Was this meant to be, bro? 18 seconds to dream right now? 1st and 10. We're going to have to march. Just going to toss it out here to Kamara. Can he get out of bounds? Does he get out? Nope, he doesn't. I'm going to have to spend a timeout there, unfortunately. All right, 10 seconds left. I still am a bit in shock after getting that onside kick, but we're about to waste it here because we're running into some huge problems here, not being able to move the ball greatly. I'm going to have to try to get out of bounds, and we're going to have to probably go for the field goal from here. To be honest, it's going to be a long-ass field goal. It's going to be rough. To be honest with you, I really don't think we have a shot in making a field goal, so I'm just going to go for it here. We're going for the touchdown right now. Because I just don't think there's a chance we make that field goal. I really don't. It's such a long one. I just don't think there's a chance. We're going to take a shot deep, and we have a chance here. We have a chance? He doesn't lay out for it. It was right there. We're going to lose it. I mean, yeah, you can blame it on that 2-point conversion. But a lot of things didn't go right here. You know, the sim kind of screwed us up here. But yeah, definitely was on me going for 2 there. I thought we could get it, but, you know, I guess not. That's going to end the rebuild. But we do make the playoffs a couple times. No Super Bowl to show for it, but it was still a fun rebuild. Let me know if you guys did enjoy it. And make sure you let me know in the comments which team you do want to see next. And, yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. I'll see you guys next rebuild. Peace out.